That's the kind of event.
Take care of your future. Study at Kazimierz Wielki University in Poland.
because she's awesome.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another session with us to round up the morning's session, full of contrast, of course, as usual.
Oh, absolutely.
But I thought that we could begin by mentioning how programming, because it's a free choice of program, which is very unusual in competitions, is actually a part that the jury have to consider, how they've planned their actual morning program.
Absolutely. It's one of the unique elements of this competition.
Yes.
And they've emphasized this a lot throughout the competition, introductions, how important it is for the artist to program a recital that is cohesive and artistic and makes sense in the eyes and ears of the public and the jurors.
Right, exactly.
So we wanted to start talking about...
Yes, I thought we could it's very difficult just to choose people because just to even get to this sort of stage requires unbelievable talent. I mean, just to become into the preliminaries.
Yeah, absolutely. A competition like this, everybody plays well.
Yes, exactly. They all play extremely well.
Yes.
And I think that it's easy for the public to become very blasé about just how difficult it is to get to this level of playing the piano.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I thought we could perhaps take a few exceptional moments from this morning, and there were a number of them.
Oh yes, the public was we were treated today with some marvelous performances by some really spectacular artists.
And the first one we'd like to talk about is Andreeva Svetlana. Now, I mean, from my point of view, it was a complete phenomenon. This person. I mean, she not only could. I mean, it was just extraordinary playing, but also charisma. She had this remarkable ability to play with, it was like transparency. I can't explain it. It was almost metaphysical. Extraordinary performance in everything she touched.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned to you earlier, it's when the jury comes into a competition like this, one of the absolute musts for anybody listening or for the jury listening is this idea of a divine spark.
Yes, yes.
Andreeva absolutely possessed this. It's very difficult to explain. It's something that you can experience only. And from the moment that she walked out, it was quite legible to the public and the jury that this is something which this woman possesses.
Because when you listen to contemporary piano music or contemporary music of any sort, unless it's played extremely well, it can turn people off it.
Yes.
And I found the Ligeti that she played so exciting.
Absolutely. A piece like that, the pianist has to have first of all, has to have a clear understanding of what the music is about, what the composer is trying to portray.
Right, right.
If a pianist doesn't have that clear in their mind, there's no way that they can convey that to the listener.
Do you know this work of Ligeti's?
No, and I've actually been surprised. I've seen quite a lot of Ligeti over the last 2 days, and I anticipate that we're going to see much more.
Wasn't it Ligeti for me is 2001: Space Odyssey? I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
You know, it's that wave of progressive composers who
Right.
look at music. You know, there's some compositions that are composed even in a mathematical way. You know,
Good, but we'll listen to a little bit of Ligeti in a moment, but not just now. It's just that she also played Beethoven, which was also remarkable.
yes, absolutely. It's the whole understanding the academic style of playing, interpreting Beethoven, but also adding that stylistic element of her own ideas. It was, to me, it was just perfect
And that's
taste.
sort of the ninth sonata of Scriabin was sort of visionary. I mean,
I thought it was an excellent choice for a competition like this. You know, there's
it's a complete work and short enough to fit into half an hour. and so on.
absolutely, and like I said, that idea of conveying ideas was it was so clear and, like you said, transparent to the listeners.
It's this, she was involved with the sound she was producing. You know, if you look at contemporary composers, they are very interested in the nature of sound. I mean, earlier periods, harmony was important,
Yes,
and so on. But we've explored, because of technology, we're able to explore the inner world of sound systems.
yes.
I mean, I'm thinking now about Stockhausen or even Boulez, for that matter.
Absolutely, you know, the piano in the 20th century and even now 21st century has taken on an extra role of a percussive instrument as
Exactly.
well, and that's what we see a lot of these 20th century composers
Exactly
who
right.
explore that element of
Right.
percussion in piano playing.
Okay, well, let's listen to a little bit of this Ligeti from Andriva Svetlana. Amazing.
Yeah, truly
And
spectacular.
I mean, not only the playing, the hair is the most extraordinary thing.
Yeah, the whole look, you know, it's the jury's looking for a total package, and her presence, stage presence from the very beginning.
There's a very
Uh,
great young Russian pianist named Denis Kozukin, and I've heard him a number of times. And you know, she reminded me of a female version of him. It's the same extraordinary wish to connect with something beyond the 19th century repertoire.
Yes, absolutely.
Really important.
Yes. So, you know, another pianist that we had is the same type of command that we're talking about, the same kind of is Alexander Panfilov.
Ah, right.
He's another pianist who I thought was just a shining star today. Absolutely.
And he played. You were talking about the Fazioli.
Yes, it's, you know, I thought it was a great choice. I sat and I listened to the selection of the pianos, and every time the Fazioli was played, it was such a unique sound. But however, I can see where some pianists they would choose the Steinway or Yamaha for brighter sound. This Fazioli has a very warm, rich sound that might be difficult for a pianist of a smaller stature to take command over. But Panfilov, he had absolutely no trouble with command over the instrument.
The Rachmaninoff, which we'll hear a little bit of in a minute, was
Natural,
spectacular.
yes.
With the richness of the bass of the instrument. But you know, we are so wealthy. I was talking to an elderly lady in the audience after the concerts, and I'm sorry, but I don't remember her name very well, but she took part in the first Paderewski competition here, and she's going to be talking to Adam Roslug.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
they were lucky to have a piano. And I mean, here we have this unbelievable richness of these pianos that are 180,000 euros or something like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, it's
And
best
there's this
instruments
extraordinary
in the world.
choice.
Yeah.
And people are talking about austerity measures, you know. And I mean, we have such wealth of resources.
Well, it shows you the respect that people have that this
Exactly.
competition has for the music, and to play the best, you demand the best out of your instruments, the most
Exactly.
capable instruments, and so that's what we have here is 4 extremely capable, wonderful instruments, very expensive, albeit.
Well, let's listen to Panfilov playing part of the one of the Rachmaninoff Etude tableau. Thank you. And on the Fazioli, how fantastic that sounds.
Yes, absolutely. That's the wonderful, rich sound.
I'm not being paid by Fazioli, by the way.
Neither am I. I wish I was. No, it's the command, and I mean, I think he would have sounded perfect on any of the instruments.
But you see, I'm not very fond of the Etude tableau, and I think one of the reasons is I always hear them played under the command, under the technical command of the pianist. Now, he has complete technical command and dominates those works. And from the moment I heard it, I felt this is a born Rachmaninoff player.
It's once again, it's that divine spark that we're talking about. It's as soon as you hear it, you know it. You know,
the shivers up and down my spine from opening.
For everybody in the audience, I believe, you know, I felt the same thing, and it's truly a treat for the public to hear, and you know. Of course, he was invited for encore bow as well, and it's just like Andreeva. So, like I say, quite a treat for the public to be able to hear a pianist like that,
yes,
a rising
exactly.
star.
Just to finish then, on completely the opposite end of that spectrum, but just as extraordinary and beautiful, was the Japanese pianist, I thought.
Misoro Ozaki, yes. It's, you know, we were talking about perceptions and the visual stimulations that the public has when as soon as an artist walks out on stage, and she isn't quite as commanding presence as the other 2 pianists when they walk out, but as soon as she played, our perceptions were completely wiped out. Right. It was amazing sound, and she chose the kawaii, the Shigeru kawaii, if I'm not mistaken, and it was.
But I think it suited what she chose to play.
I think so too. It's very, you know, Shigeru kawaii is a great instrument, very colorful. It's a handmade piano, and it suited very well for her sound, and she had great command. She must have worked on these pianos before because she knew exactly what to expect, exactly, and the balance was correct. And
you were talking about the first piece she played, the Haydn.
Yes, I likened it to the C major Haydn. I likened it to champagne bubbles, and for me it was a vintage Dom Perignon the way that she played it. It was truly spectacular, colorful, the right emotions, the right academic approach as well.
What did you think of the Liszt Faux Follet that she played?
I thought it was great. It was a nice balance, good program choice,
I think so
contrast
too.
from the Haydn. Some of the judges also look for contrast in repertoire. Some of
That's
the pieces
exactly
are
right.
too big to be able to choose.
Except our Italian
Yes.
friend who played the entire B minor sonata.
Yes, exactly. So piece you cannot choose but that piece alone, it's quite a
Extraordinary
feat.
courage to do that.
I
thought the Szymanowski was very, very lovely as well.
I think that's an excellent piece to play in a competition like this because it's full
Perhaps
of.
we should remind them what it was.
Oh, the Szymanowski B flat minor variations, Opus 3, with Szymanowski, one of his very early compositions. I think maybe he was 17, 18 at the time he wrote it. And it's an excellent piece for a composition like this because it's full of flamboyance and it's full of virtuosity, but it also has this insane amount of detail and poetic nature to it. And the last variation in the Szymanowski is one of the most physically demanding.
Have you been to Zakopane, where Szymanowski lived?
I have not, actually. I've never had a choice.
You can see why he was inspired there.
Absolutely. There's a big folk characteristic to Szymanowski. I'm kind of sad that we don't see more Szymanowski.
Well, there's a music critic in Warsaw who referred to Szymanowski when he was in Zakopane as a bird of paradise in the backwoods.
Oh, absolutely. He's he's definitely a Polish hero. He's right up there with Chopin, Lutosławski, and Kilar, and all those great composers of the Polish tradition. Like I said, I wish I could hear more Szymanowski in this piano competition, and I thought it was an excellent choice given that we are in Poland and just the nature of the music.
Write piano music?
Paderewski did write piano.
No,
Penderecki.
Penderecki.
I believe so. There's Piano Concerto by Penderecki.
Is there?
Yes,
Right.
a beautiful piece actually.
Because I never hear his orchestral work performed often, but not.
Yeah, it's it's once again that 20th century progressive kind of music. It's very far out there, and it's we haven't seen any.
Well, let's finish up with a glass of champagne, shall we?
Absolutely.
from Mr. Osaki. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you, Vidal, tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
I think that was better than you.
Take care of your future. Study at Kazimierz Wielki University in Poland.
Uni is cool.
Bydgoszcz is awesome.
The organisers of the 10th International Ignacy Jan Paderewski Piano Competition would like to invite you to the concert halls at the F. Nowowiejski Academy of Music and the from November the 6th until November the 20th, 2016, 53 pianists from 19 countries, selected from among 100. They will be accompanied by 3 conductors, as well as Capella Bydgoszczyensis and the Symphony Orchestra of the Pomeranian Philharmonics. The prize pool totals €64,000 and also includes the possibility of performing in a dozen or so countries worldwide. Internet